42 countries battled it out for their spots in the African Women's Cup of Nations that is set to take place out in Morocco next year. Not all could make it, as only 11 spots are available. Jessica Bakamo-Sonkomo, who this week possibly has really drained. Stadium, day in, day out, is where she's been. And here you are in studio. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Mama, how are you doing?
I don't know, I'm hanging on. Yeah, no.
No, it's been a very, very long year of football.
Right?
On all levels.
I mean, before we talk about the African Women's Cup of Nations that is going to take place next year, and we look at the 11 teams that will be joining Morocco in Morocco,
yes.
Let's give tribute to Janine van Wyk. I think let's just honor the legend and the queen that she is. What did that moment mean for you when she got substituted for Ramalepa? I also feel like for Ramalepa, that's a big thing.
Yes.
But just the woman and the player that she's been, officially bowing out with 185 caps.
What a phenomenal player. And I think that moment for her meant so much in football because, I mean, if we've been following the news, we remember when she was called up to actually make her caps. Unfortunately, she didn't get game time and she was so devastated. Yeah. There was a post on social media
that was a bit embarrassing.
You know what I'm saying? So for that moment for her, it was like, I finally made it. Breaking the record in Africa, not just on the women's side, but both on male and women's side. And she's somebody that has really paved way for footballers. I mean, starting her club, which is the only team in the Hollywood Beds, which is not a varsity club, that has development structures. You know, you've got girls at the age of 12, 13, 14. You know, JVW has a regional team, has a GDL team, has a Sasol team, and has Hollywood Beds team. So if you speak about her involvement in developing and the growth of South African football and women's football, it's very, very big. And for her to get that, you know, send off was absolutely amazing for her, and we're super proud of her.
Well, congratulations to Janine van Wyk. Uthandeka wethu uyathandeka ngempela, and she will be loved for years to come. Janine van Wyk, we salute you for all your efforts. Another thing that I love about her, whenever you call her, she will pick up the phone and she will give you her time.
She has easy access and she always talks to these young girls and says, guys, talk to me.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Let's talk about the Wafcon. This is possibly a competition that she will be looking at, and she will be really excited to see Banyana go on and defend their title. As I said, approximately over 40 countries that went on, and here we are, only 11 spots were available, Morocco obviously being one that's qualified.
Yes.
But for us, as Banyana qualifying to go on and defend our title, just talk us through the qualification phase for the defending champions.
So, Wafcon, right? Super excited. I mean, this is one of the biggest tournaments as well for, you know, national football. And let's look at the teams that have qualified and are going to be joining Morocco. Okay. Obviously, Morocco have qualified as hosts. We've got South Africa who will be making their 14th appearance. And I know it's a big one for them as defending champions. They're obviously trying to maintain that and do it one more time. We've got Algeria who's going to be joining them. We've got Ghana. We've got Botswana who's making their second appearance and who've done so well under the captaincy of Boseja, who we know from Mamelodi Sundowns as the goalkeeper. We've got DR Congo. We've got Tunisia, Senegal, who knocked out Egypt.
Yes.
That's a very interesting one. We were looking forward to see what they're going to bring us. We've got Zambia, who won 6-0 against Angola on both legs. The first leg, the away game, and the home game, they won 6-0 for both their games, and are currently the only team that actually won with a clean sheet.
Are you surprised, though? Remember, Zambia was one of the teams when we went to the Olympics, the previous Olympics, they were the only one that was there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
We have the likes of Barbara Banda. We've seen them play. I mean, we always knew that Bruce Mwape has a lot of work that he's doing within that team.
Absolutely not surprised. I mean, if you watch their game and you follow their consistency, they are a team that, you know, does bring a lot of threat with the inclusions of, as you mentioned, Barbara Banda and the rest of the other girls. I think they're just a team that you underestimate them, but they actually do the most.
That's a feeling.
And then as we move on down to the list, we've got Tanzania. Very happy for Tanzania. You know, I speak well of the country in terms of the development.
Of course, JT
and how,
Queens.
Yes. And then we've got Mali, and obviously, lastly, we've got Nigeria, who's making their 15th appearance. And we know they've been there from the beginning up until now.
How much, what does this really mean for Nigeria at this point? I mean, they are the most successful team when it comes to this competition. They've been beaten by South Africa. I think the dominance that they have over the southern country is Those days are gone.
Yeah.
What does it mean for Nigeria to still be part of Wafcon? Like, is it a thing of now we just have to win throughout, or is it just, it's fine, we had our time, we are a team of yesterday?
So speaking about that, Janine, actually when we won against Nigeria, she scored a goal against Nigeria. I just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah.
I think it's when you are the first person to, participate in a particular tournament, your objective is always to win. Your objective is always to be reigning champion. So I don't think for them it's a matter of, we are just part of it. It's basically to win as well. I know they were, pretty upset with the last Wafcon when they didn't advance all the way to winning it, being a team that has won it so many times, being a team that has had so many appearances in the tournament. So I definitely think that they're trying their best, and they do have good legs. I mean, if you look at their national team, they have so many players who are playing abroad, meaning that they have a different technique and a different style of play to what most of the African countries have when they don't have those international players. So I think it's just the way of the game, all the teams are obviously, we always make the example with Mamelodi Sundowns, how teams are going to definitely make sure that they win against Sundowns. And that's exactly what's happening. All these other countries are making the effort, they're doing their research, they're doing match analysis on Nigeria to make sure that they actually win against them.
There's so much that I want to say, because I also wanted to talk about Senegal. And I mean, it's a good time for Senegalese football, but can that dominance continue? It's a sad story for the Egyptians, as they unfortunately will miss out of this one. But the competition is going to be taking place next year, and a lot of confusion will go around on social media where we will battle each other. Do we call it the Women's Africa Cup of Nations or the Africa Women's Cup of Nations? I don't know. Let's keep it simple. Let's just call it Wafcon.